Hey, welcome back to this life-changing journey through Raymond Holliwell's Working with the Law. Today we're going to explore Chapter 6, and that is the Law of Increase. This might be one of the most practical chapters because it shows you how to multiply what you already have. So, if you've been following along, you've learned to think correctly, connect with infinite supply, attract what you want, and now receive what comes to you. But what do you do after you receive something? How do you turn small blessings into major breakthroughs? And that's exactly what the law of increase teaches. How to be a good steward of what you have so that it multiplies naturally. If you're ready to stop starting over and start building momentum, then this is for you. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button because we're about to unlock the multiplication secret that separates those who struggle from those who actually thrive. Now, what is the multiplication principle? So, Raymond Holliwell opens Chapter 6 with a fundamental truth. What you appreciates. Sounds silly, right? This is not a wordplay. It's the core principle that governs all the increase in the universe. Think about a farmer. When he plants one seed, he doesn't expect to get one seed back. He expects multiplication. Sometimes 30-fold, 60-fold, 100-fold increase. The same principle applies to everything in your life. Your talents, your money, your relationships, your opportunities. But here's where most people go wrong. They focus on what they lack instead of appreciating and developing what they already have. That's, again, where people go wrong. So he explains that increase actually comes through faithful stewardship of what you currently possess. This means that treating everything you have, no matter how small, as a sacred trust that can be multiplied through proper care and attention. So whether it's $10 or $10,000, one relationship or 100, a small talent or a great gift, the principle is the same. Those who are faithful in little things become rulers over much. It's in the Bible. But one of the most powerful concepts in Chapter 6 is that gratitude is the gateway to increase. So when you're genuinely grateful for what you have, you're sending a signal to the universe that you are a good steward who can be trusted with more. Conversely, when you complain about what you have or focus on what you lack, you're essentially telling the universe that you're not ready for increase. Complaint and ingratitude, they actually block the flow of additional blessings. Remember that. Complaints and ingratitude, they block the flow, okay? Let's talk about the investment mindset. So, everything that you receive should be viewed as an investment rather than consumption. This doesn't mean that you can never enjoy anything, okay? What it means is that when you approach your resources with the question, how can I use this to create even greater value? All right, see the difference? You know, every person has been given talents and abilities. The law of increase states that these talents must be used and developed, or they're going to atrophy and disappear. The person who uses their gifts faithfully are going to receive more gifts. The person who buries their talents will lose even more than what they have currently. This explains why some people seem to get all the breaks while others struggle. It's not favoritism. It's the natural result of developing and using what you've been given versus neglecting and wasting those gifts. Now, time is one of your most valuable resources, right? And how you invest your time determines what increases in your life. So Holliwell explains that time spent in learning, growing, serving others, developing your capabilities is time invested in increase. Time spent in worry, complaint, entertainment without purpose, or activities that don't really contribute to your growth is time that produces no increase, and sometimes even leads to the opposite, to decrease. Now let's talk about your relationships. They're also subject to the law of increase. When you invest in others through encouragement, through support, through genuine care, those relationships multiply and bring unexpected returns through referrals, through opportunities, and mutual support. But when you only take from relationships without giving back, they diminish, and eventually those relationships they're going to disappear, right? Whatever you invest in your relationships, that investment's going to pay off in a better relationship. Now, Raymond Holliwell provides specific ways to actually activate the law of increase in your life. I'm going to go through several strategies. And the first one is the appreciation practice. So daily, acknowledge and appreciate everything that you currently have. Write down 3 things that you're grateful for each morning. focusing on different areas of your life. Strategy 2 is the 10% investment. So invest at least 10% of everything you receive back into your growth and your development. This could be money for education, could be time for learning, could be energy, right, for helping others. So it doesn't always have to be financially. Then strategy 3 is the multiplication. So before spending or using any resource, ask yourself, how can I use this to create even greater value? This single question is going to transform your relationship with both money, time, and opportunities. How about the stewardship mindset? Treat everything as if it belongs to someone else and you're responsible for making it grow. This creates a sense of responsibility that naturally is going to lead to increase. Increase compounds over time. Small improvements in investments made consistently, they create exponential growth. This is why wealthy people, they seem to get wealthier, and successful people, they seem to attract more success. They understand and apply the law of increase consistently. So the key is to start where you are with what you have. You don't need a lot to begin. You just need to begin faithfully with whatever you currently possess, right? Now, there are several attitudes and behaviors that actually will block your increase. Comparison is a big one. Focusing on what others have instead of developing what you have. Impatience, wanting immediate results instead of allowing natural multiplication time. Waste, using resources carelessly instead of stewarding them wisely. Hoarding, accumulating without investing or circulating. And ingratitude, taking what you have for granted instead of actually appreciating it. Let's talk about the service multiplier, okay? One of the most powerful applications of the law of increase is through service to others. Holliwell teaches that whatever you do to help others increase will be multiplied back to you. So this is why the most successful people are often the most generous. They understand that by helping others grow their businesses, develop their talents, and achieve their goals, they create a multiplication effect that benefits everyone involved. The learning investment. Raymond Holliwell emphasizes that the best investment you can make is in your own knowledge and skills. Every book you read, every skill you develop, every insight you gain, it becomes a permanent asset that no one can ever take away from you. Unlike money, money can be lost, or possessions, they can be stolen or lost. The knowledge and the abilities that you develop through learning, they're yours forever, and they can generate increase throughout your entire life, right? Think about your current increase inventory, right? Take an honest inventory of what you currently have. What are your current talents and abilities? What have you been neglecting? What resources are you wasting instead of investing? What relationships could you strengthen through greater investment? What knowledge or skills could you develop that would actually create increase, right? Remember, you don't need more to start increasing. You can start from right where you are now. Just learn to be a better steward with what you already have. That's a big shift in thought processes, right? So here's what I want you to do. Over the next 30 days, I want you to practice being an excellent steward of everything you currently have. Appreciate your resources, invest in your growth, serve others generously, and watch what happens. Start each day by asking, how can I use what I have today to create increase? End each day by acknowledging the ways that you invested in growth and increase. So, that's chapter 6 of Raymond Holliwell's Working with the Law of Increase. Next time, we're going to explore chapter 7, obviously, and that's how to maintain your gains and continue building momentum. Remember, this is all geared towards growing your network marketing business, growing your MLM. I hope you found great value in this video. If so, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Comment one thing that you've gotten out of it for me, and I will see you in the next video.